Hey, Charlie.
Uh-oh.
That's Dr. Regis, corpseman.
Oh, sorry, Dr. Regis. Sir, I need your help, Doctor. Rescue brought someone in, but I'm not qualified to take the statement.
I'm very busy, corpseman. Can't you find Santiago or Lau?
No, sir. They're still in the AR lab, trying to fight off the heuristic attack. It'll only take a second, sir.
Fine.
Oh, thank you, sir. I've been panicking all evening about it. She's in the waiting room at the end here.
Ja, wir sind wirklich eigentlich sehr beschäftigt, weil wir wollten gerade unseren Erpresser töten. Mal gucken. Wir waren schon mal im Waiting Room, aber da war nicht wirklich jemand da.
He's always smiling. It annoys me because it means he's obviously not paying attention.
Ja, oder er ist gut gelaunt.
She's
Gott
just in
bewahre.
there, sir.
Oh, ich weiß, wer sie ist. Sie haben mich am Anfang.
Hey, some service. These flexes are broken. I can't input anything.
That's because they're not flex screens. They're sheets of paper.
Paper? What is this, the Dark Ages?
Na, ha, 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 ha. Papierloses Büro und so. Selbst in der Zukunft nicht umsetzbar. Nein, sie haben mir, glaube ich, am Anfang des Spiels mehr oder weniger in die Luft gejagt. Das erklärt auch, ob sie noch lebendig ist oder nicht. Und sie ist ein ganz schöner Suchti. Ein Internetsuchti, könnte man was sagen. So wie ich.
I'm Dr. Regis. I'm a cell agent. I've been sent to give you the standard debrief after being involved in something like this. It's our role to do all we can to keep you safe.
Yeah, great job with that so far.
Can I take your name and SOC number?
Sesame Ladha SN 134244.
That's a nice name. Indian? Sri Lankan?
Dunno. Raised by the city. Why do you care?
My wife was Sri Lankan. She always... Oh, you don't care, do you?
That obvious?
Any aliases? Net, trance, flow, those sorts of things?
Mandala.
Oh, das ist kreativ. So, als würde ich mich OB nennen oder so.
What's your employment status?
What do you think? Blue recycled overalls?
So, not currently employed.
Duh.
Perhaps they didn't think you had the right attitude for it.
Das war gemein.
Your health status?
Dunno.
How do you not know that?
Been busy. Only come out to eat.
You're a thrall. Shall I put net addict then?
Put what you want. I don't care.
Where do you live?
The trance.
And where is your physical address?
Well, it was 13E8682 Zeus Street.
Excuse me?
13E8682 Zeus Street?
Why are you here at Cell?
They didn't tell you? Someone cut my network and locked my apartment. I just about managed to crack the door when the whole damn place exploded.
Exploded?
Das kann ich
Sure,
nicht
I
glauben.
didn't like the place, but I didn't do it. Hey, is there a net
so
connection
als-
here? I haven't been able to hook up for hours.
Excuse me.
Hätte ich das in die Luft gesprengt. Hoppala.
So, can I go?
Das war nett.
Corpseman, the girl in there's life may be at risk. Do not let her leave without authorization from myself or Dr. Lau.
Can do, Dr. Regis.
Cha-cha-cha.
Empty apartment, my ass. That girl was locked in there. That asshole knew what would happen when He wanted her killed. I know what he has against me, but why her as well?
Why is this taking so long? Can I get back in the trance yet?
Oh, ich darf sie spielen.
The lighting fixture's broken. Maybe someone went nuts in here and took it out on the light. It isn't really that cold in here. It's probably just a formality. He looks sick. I hope I don't catch anything off him. It's different from mine, a whole lot older. There's a message on the panel. Insert coin? Whatever that means.
Du warst schon lange nicht mehr in der realen Welt. A blue cup.
It's an empty blue cup, just like you'd get from any lousy food machine. My wetware's dried up. All I've got left is the crusty layer stuck to my hands.
Wasch dich mal.
The table's screwed into the ground. I knew they weren't flex screens. Really?
Mhm.
This must be where people in here get water when they want it. What? Drink straight from it?
Ja, wenn es sein muss, aber du hast ja auch einen Plastic Cup. Muss man dir denn alles klappen?
A stainless steel trash can. They probably go through everything guessed they're out. Huh? Fixed to the floor. This must be... Hey! Let me out! I didn't do anything!
Als ob das jemals geholfen hat.
I can't reach it from here.
Hey, on screen! Japan to begin third round of cloning. Sympathisch. Following successful initial trials, the Japanese government has approved an expansion of its controversial human cloning program, hailed by many within the Diet as a solution to the predicted population crisis. The next tranche is projected to expand the number of new births via cloning and IVF from 1,500 in the initial groups to over 9,000, 20,000. According to the Malthus Institute, an NGO committed to measuring population growth patterns, the country's declining birth rates since the end of the 20th century have led to fears of an unsustainable shift towards an older population. Unlike many other nations in the region who have countered similar trends by accepting large numbers of refugees from global conflicts, Japan has steadfastly refused to dilute the culture and essence of the Japanese people by taking in large numbers of displaced, expressed by outgoing Home Minister Mitsuno Murai. Process bla 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 bla. Das passiert, wenn man sich nicht dagegen wird. Da muss man halt klonen. Control and escape. It's never too late. Okay. Ich drück's jetzt mal nicht.
Hello? Huh. Guess he doesn't feel like talking.
Onaniert er? Nein. Er tut es nicht. Ist aber los. Okay, was mache ich jetzt damit?
I can't get the screws out with my bare hands. My nails aren't strong enough for that. It won't bring up the menu. The insert coin message on the screen is in the way.
Wenn ich jetzt noch... Geht das wohl hiermit?
I don't have enough wetware to form a connection with anything.
Gott sei Dank.
I can't...
Whoop.
Hi there. How can I help?
Can I speak to you?
Sure. Just a second.
So, Agent,
Just Corpsman, actually. Quince. What's your name?
Sesame, Latha.
Nice to meet you, Miss Sesame.
Oh,
Pardon my asking, but you were raised by the city, weren't you?
You read that on my file?
Nah, I was too.
No way.
Yeah, we're practically family.
I've been in here for hours. The guy in the bed isn't much company. What is there to do?
There's the terminal. You could check the news.
Ugh, I can't stand this much of the real world. It's so slow.
I'm sorry. People don't usually spend so long in here. It's just taking a bit longer than usual.
Ich hab Hunger.
I'm starving. It's been days since the last time I ate.
And was that because you were deep in the trance?
That's not the point. I couldn't get the food machine in here to work.
Oh yeah, they take tokens. Here, have a few. You'll be able to get yourself something.
Is it any good?
What kind of machine do you have at home?
The kind that came in Skanto apartments.
Ooh, ouch. Yeah, kind of about that.
Wie zu Hause. Ob ich damit auch wohl Arcade spielen kann?
Who was that guy who came in?
Oh, Charlie? He's one of the most experienced agents in Cell. A lot of people have trouble getting on with him, but he's just businesslike.
It sounded like he was panicking about something.
I've never thought of him as someone who gets worried. Grumpy a whole lot of the time, sure.
What's wrong with that guy on the bed? He
grumpy.
hasn't said a word in hours.
We're not sure. He was picked up on the street yesterday. It looks like he's come down with a psychophage issue.
So you're just ignoring him?
Well, there's not much we can do until we know what it is.
Why let it show symptoms? Why not connect someone?
All of our Infowar teams are busy with the... never mind.
I need to get back in the trance. How can I make a connection?
Sorry, we don't allow trans connections from inside cell.
What? That's inhuman! I have rights, you know!
Not to an internet connection, you don't.
Come on, I could just hook something up through that terminal.
I'm sorry, but it's for security.
Why are you keeping me in this cell? I haven't done anything!
Oh, this isn't a cell. The cells are only 2 cubic meters.
That's not the point! I didn't break the law!
It's for your own safety. Charlie's asked to make sure you stay here until he gets back.
I don't feel very safe.
Naja, viel passieren kann ja eigentlich nicht.
So, how'd you know I was raised by the city?
It was a guess, but your name was a clue. You ever notice how they always assign kids names from nature? Quince, Sesame. We even had a pomegranate in my center.
Das ist ja
I
ein toller
suppose
Name.
that's true. Never met any with any cool names, though. No tigers or anything.
Yeah, I don't think they do the extinct ones, though.
Oh, Tiger sind ausgestorben.
So, how'd you end up working for Cell?
I'm not sure, really. Kinda drifted in. Most of the kids from my center ended up here. Monroe Center, down by the coast, that is. Where'd you grow up?
Taylor, near the lake. Most of us just ended up on Skanto, unemployed.
I'm sorry to hear that. Personally, I think us city kids should stick together. There are so many of us, we'd be a force to be reckoned with.
Kann ich mal eben an der Stelle sagen, dass die Porträts echt ziemlich gut sind.
So, what's your first name, Mr. Corpsman Quince?
It's Amadi, an Angolan name. Apparently that's where my family came from, but I've been here as long as I can remember. The first names are always from kids' cultural backgrounds. What about Latha? Is that, Indian?
Dunno, probably. I came with a refugee shipment from the war. You ever feel like exploring your roots?
Not really. I grew up here. Newton is my home.
Yeah, there isn't really much for me in the old country either. Except thousands of kilometers of radioactive hot zone. My apartment exploded.
Oh, ouch. Was it a nice place?
Well, no, but that isn't the point.
Accidents like that happen sometimes. At least Cell were able to get you out.
I'm not sure it was an accident. My connection was cut and my doors were locked before it happened.
Who'd want to hurt you, though?
That's just it. I don't know who. I mean, I've pissed people off in net matches sometimes, but this? Thanks for that.
Anytime. Just call if you need anything.
Haben wir nicht schon mal alle jemanden bei Call of Duty oder UT oder Quake 3 beleidigt? So, ich habe Coins. Dann lass uns mal etwas zu essen holen. Oh, eine Metal Fork. Kann ich wohl damit,
Hey!
What?
Would you mind not doing that?
Doing what? I wasn't doing anything.
I can see you, you know. The camera's there for your own safety.
Fine. I'd better find a way to fix that.
Ich habe einen Sheet, das könnte ich mal drüber legen.
I can't reach it from here.
Kann ich den...
Better not. I might need it.
Okay, was habe ich noch? Food? Kann ich gerade nachwerfen? Oh, tatsächlich.
Hey, what did you do? I've lost the feed from the camera.
Oh no.
Oh jeez, Charlie's gonna kill me. Why did you do that?
I like my privacy.
Just don't do anything stupid, okay? Please.
Ich wäre jetzt drin geblieben. Nur dieses Vertrauen.
There. The table has been freed. It's broken, but I can't pull it off by hand.
Ja, aber du hast doch eine Gabel. Mit der Gabel können wir alles machen.
Ah!
Oh.
Ouch.
Vielleicht nicht mit der Gabel. Kann ich denn... Wenn ich das hier...
I've given it a handle made of that plastic rubbery sheet.
Ja, ich hab's isoliert. Haha, habe ich doch was gelernt bei Grundlagen Elektrotechnik. Oh, Backlight. Okay, so viel habe ich in Grundlagen der Elektrotechnik dann doch nicht gelernt. Was kann ich denn damit machen? Kann ich denn mit der Sheet rausholen?
I can't use it like that.
Kann ich nochmal mit der...
I've already got it. Anything else and I'll probably burn down the building.
I
can't use it like that.
Aber ich kann Feuer machen, bestimmt.
This kind of sums up my feelings about paperwork. I can't reach it. I think it looks better without... Huh? Fix... I guess that's sorta safer.
Okay, ich habe mir ein Feuer gemacht.
It's not my job to put it out. The table's just like the rest of Cell. Gray, functional, probably stronger than it ought to be. I can't reach it from here. The table gray.
Kann ich das irgendwie verschieben? Ich dachte, ich hätte keine Verbindung. Es gibt hier auch nichts, womit ich mich verbinden kann.
That'd be a really roundabout way to get some hot water.
Das stimmt. Was kann ich denn damit machen? Kann ich so irgendwie...
Better not. I might need it.
Ich will es eigentlich...
It's not my job to put it out.
Hi there. How can I help?
Can I speak to you?
Sure. Just a second.
Sorry about messing up the room.
Charlie's not gonna be happy, but I've seen worse. At least it's not hard to clean, all this concrete.
Thanks for that.
Anytime. Just call if you need anything.
Siehst du nicht das Feuer? Aber vielleicht kann ich damit irgendwas schmelzen oder so. Vielleicht die Token.
Better not.
Okay, das Food könnte ich aufwärmen.
I'm pretty sure cooking it's not going to make it any better.
Zu ihm.
I can't reach it from here.
Ach so, da kann ich ziehen. Aha.
Hello? Huh. It's like built into the wall. If I wanted to get through, I'd need to cut it out.
Cut it out.
That's not going to help me get through. That's not going...
Hätte ich mich auch gewundert. Was kann ich denn noch machen?
Not from up... I think it looks better with... What? Drink... Hello? Huh.
Was kann ich denn hier machen?
Better not. What? Drink straight... I can't reach it properly.
Was kann ich denn noch mal alles machen?
It won't bring up the menu.
Kann ich mir noch mehr was essen?
Ugh, how much of this slop do I want in my pockets?
Gute Frage, schmilzt wahrscheinlich in der Mund, nicht in der Hand.
Better not. As cool as it is, I don't think I can augment it any further. Everything I can scrape off my hands is in the cup. It's a filled-up plastic cup. What's left of my wetware is floating in it.
Das verstehe ich nicht. Warum habe ich das denn gemacht?
I can't use... It doesn't take...
Kann ich das jetzt...
It's just going to sit there and boil like that. It needs nutrients. I made that mistake the first time I tried to grow wetware.
Ah, ist nicht dein Ernst.
I've put some of it in the cup.
Ich koche mir
Let's see if this
Wetware.
works.
80
Easy.
minutes.
Nothing stands between me and my trance. It's a homegrown lump of techno-organic wetware gel. It's for connecting my brain's wetware to the external systems. I don't think I can...
Gucken, ob die Foodmaschine mit mir sehe.
Either it's got some pretty tough shielding, or it's too old to be compatible. From the look of it, I'd say the second one. I can't read...
Oh. Kann ich mit dem Screen mich connecten?
Got it.
Hey.
I can feel the net on the other side. I can't...
Ja, dann lass mal ins Trance gehen. Ah, ist das eklig. Guck mal, wer bist du denn?
Alan wa salam.
Hi? I'm looking for the internet. Are you tapping the line as well?
Indeed I am, except we appear to be doing it from opposite directions.
Wer bist du denn?
You're a hacker.
That sounds so crude.
The sort who prefers to be called an adventurer?
I'm merely a concerned citizen.
Of course.
You can call me Jinsel.
I'm Mandela.
Es ist quasi ein Whistleblower.
This looks a lot like the kind of place I used to live.
It ought to. It was right above your own. In fact, we're trying to reconstruct the data from moments before the blast.
You know where I live?
We wouldn't be taking our responsibilities seriously if we didn't. We also know that it appears you've been targeted deliberately. These are shots we've been able to recover of the man who planted the bomb.
Oh.
That's the guy I spoke to.
You know him?
Yeah, he's the cell agent who interviewed me. He left like an hour ago.
Jetzt wird's problematisch.
Why do you think it was me they were aiming for?
We hear things. We're also aware that prior to the blast, you were trapped.
Yeah, someone cut my connection and locked the door.
It would appear that you were being kept in place until the bomb was planted.
They probably could have just done it. I'd have been in trance for hours.
They had to be certain. But now that you've escaped, it appears that your life is still at risk.
Why would a cell agent be trying to kill me?
Gute Frage.
Often, Central's plots are unclear. This, however, is too direct and destructive for how Cell works.
You think it's personal then?
In any case, he knows where you are and that you survived.
He's also got me trapped in one place again.
Then it's imperative that we help you to escape.
Oh, yeah.
Our agent may be able to help you with that. He is close at hand.
Wer bist du eigentlich?
Wait, the guy in the cell with me? Blonde pseudo-leather jacket, got the shakes?
That would be Guy. He's acting as one of our relays within Cell.
You think he can help me get out?
Im Ernst?
We work within our own specialties, and his is Cell. If anyone were able to furnish a means for you to escape, it would be him.
Aber er ist sehr interessant. Aber der sitzt schon da viel länger.
Looks like a partially built sim.
Indeed, we're using a number of different sources to reconstruct a scene. Cameras, chromatographs, even the charge variances and wiring.
So why are you hooked up to Cell? No offense, but you'd have to be crazy to hack Central.
Fortunately, Central is indisposed. An initial attack appears to have crippled it.
So lots of opportunists are trying their luck while the security's weak.
Precisely. I was assembling this sim at the same time, when you joined it through an outbound port.
Who do you run with? Collective? A nun?
We're a circle of truth seekers and underground journalists. We go by Jahilia.
Never heard of it. What's it mean?
Well, who controls the media today?
Chishiki? They're the biggest.
Exactly. Chishiki, whose name means knowledge. Except in this knowledge, there's nothing but trivia and lies.
Knowledge.
So where will people find the
My
truth?
air quotes. The
On
internet!
the internet?
No, that's not quite it. Jahilia means ignorance. It's meant to be ironic.
Oh, I see. Even though you are on the internet, trance, that sort of thing, right?
I suppose. Anyhow, that's beside the point.
I'd better disconnect and see if your guy can help me get out.
Bit Tawfiq, I've sent you the location to find us at. I'll be here should you require any further assistance in your escape.
Das ist ja interessant.
No doubt about it. This is the one who spoke to me.
Entschuldigung.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Ah, ich glaube, das sind Zwillinge. Bisschen unkomplett die Simulation. Hey Jinsel.
I've got a question.
Yes.
You're occupying this terminal's internet port. Mind if I connect to the trance through you?
I'm sorry, that's not possible.
Oh, come on,
Sehe ich aus wie ein
man.
Router?
I'll only be a few Gbps. I haven't been on in, like, hours.
I can assure you, the trance won't be going anywhere without you.
Come on, I need to get back in there.
I'm sorry, I have to keep this port open for our data miners. Plus, it may not be safe for you.
They've already got me in here. What's the worst that could happen?
Think it through. If whoever has been targeting you notices you've come back online,
They'd realize I was still alive.
Och
and
Mann.
exactly where you are. I'm sorry, but until we find out exactly who they are and what they want, you're going to have to remain out of the trance.
Mann, no. Wofür habe ich denn eine Flat?
What's Guy's job then?
He's a good friend of our cause, works as a relay. We keep a connection open to him, and he finds a way to get as physically close as possible to secure systems.
He looks like he could do with your help.
His link was lost several hours ago.
The Trojan psychophage she's infected with.
He has used some risky tactics for getting inside Cell before. While successful, it appears that his work may have overcome him.
Tja. Alter Workaholic.
What's your beef with Cell anyway? It must be something pretty big to go after one of the most secure systems in the world.
In an organization like ours, the word secure raises red flags. The mere fact that Cell is so opaque tells us they've something they feel worth hiding.
Oh ja,
I've never
die
had
sind
any
so groß.
problems with them. They seem to do all right running the city.
As long as you remain within your ever-flexible world of the trance, certainly. You may, however, miss that which happens in the tangle of the real that Central controls. And today there was an opportunity we just couldn't pass up.
Irgendwas ist doch fishy.
Something's wrong with Central. Did you do it?
Not us. We've never seen anyone quite so devastatingly successful. A multi-vector heuristic denial of service attack against Central's inner systems.
But for that, you'd need thousands.
Hundreds of thousands of systems, well prepared, working in synchronicity. Or access to its innermost workings.
Ah,
It's
das
almost
kriegen wir heute
too
auch
good
schon
to
hin.
be true, all of Central down at a moment's notice.
How's the city still running?
They'll have auxiliary mechanisms in place. Newton's autonomic nervous system to Central's higher brain functions.
With Central suddenly down, Cell's security system was weaker than ever.
Ja, deswegen
Precisely.
sind die auch
An
da.
opportunity that Jahilia couldn't pass up.
I read Shishiki sometimes. What's wrong with them?
That depends. If you want the banal and the trivial, they're absolutely fine. By having a stranglehold on the
No.
world's media industry,
Quasi wie
they
die
are
Bild.
capable of controlling what the majority of the population are aware of.
Are they lying to us?
No, merely deceiving.
Huh?
What they want people to know, they'll report wholly, truthfully, and factually. This is how they've established their credibility. If they or their allies wish something to be
Ja, das ist doch nicht so wie die
suppressed,
Bild.
they have thousands of hackers on staff to destroy systems that pose a threat.
You're kidding.
Not at all. They lead the world in private sector espionage through a number of subsidiaries. As far as Jahilia are concerned, the things most worth knowing are those that others wish hidden. That is why we work against Shishiki, to ensure that the world knows the whole truth.
Quasi ist es so, was ist schlimmer als Lügen, ist nur ein Teil der Wahrheit sagen. Mein Gott, es ist so deep.
This apartment looks almost exactly like mine. Well, except for all the data artifacts. And it's cleaner.
Not surprising, since it was right above yours.
Are you sure that agent wasn't targeting this apartment?
Unlikely. The occupant was away long term. Together with trapping you within your apartment and outside of the trance.
Yeah, I thought so. Just hoped it might be someone else they were after. Then I could get back to my trance. Guy's going to help me get out, but what then? I can't exactly go home anymore.
We have much to discuss, and that would be better done at a secure site. There are a number of terminal nodes we use as drop points. One of those will suffice. But remember,
Funktioniert für immer noch
do
keine
not
HTTPS
access
und
the
Windows
trans on
XP.
the net until we confirm it's safe.
Any idea why they're after me?
Have you been hacking anyone you shouldn't have?
Nobody who tried to kill me anyway. Could it be related to Cell? It was an agent who planted the bomb.
Not directly. If it was, they'd have finished you rather than keeping you prisoner. I have some theories as to what's going on, but we'll know more for certain later.
Once you've had a chance to pull data
Dauert
out
das
from
so noch?
Central while it's down.
Exactly.
Thanks.
Off one.
Was? Aufwurfen? Na gut, dann gehe ich halt wieder zurück. Schau mal, was Guy noch machen kann. Hey, Guy.
Hello? Huh. Guess he doesn't feel like talking.
Wie kann ich ihm denn helfen? Kann ich ihn vielleicht in die Weichware anschließen? Das ist ja eklig.
Got it. I've made a connection with his neural hub.
Jetzt kann ich via Trance mit ihm reden. Das ist weird. Gucken, was er für ein Symbol hat. Für ein Avatar. Oh.
Hi there.
Oh, hey. Make yourself at home. Everyone else seems to in here.
I'm Mandela.
Guy, I'd shake your hand, but, well...
You look stuck.
You alright?
Oh yeah, just peachy.
Ja,
Well,
sieht das so
I
aus.
would be if that imposter would go away.
I am not an imposter. I am the real.
Ah. You look stuck.
You alright?
Oh yeah, well,
I am.
So.
I am.
How'd you wind up like this?
Das
well,
ist echt
you know that
cool.
urban myth about the human resources Trojan?
The one that makes you move to China and join a factory collective?
Turns out, it's not a myth. If I'm correct, Cell have brought me in for treatment.
That's a good thing, right?
Well, duh. I don't want to work in a Han factory.
All glory to the Greater Han Republic.
Shut up!
Das ist freaky. Aber cool.
Jinsel says hi.
Oh, does she? Tell her she owes me double for this one. I lost touch with her hours ago.
She says you know a way out of here?
Well, sure. It's even easier when Central's down. Of course, I'm gonna need something from you.
Was denn wohl?
What's with Pinocchio?
It's a disguise. Normally, by this stage, the Trojan is in control of its host motor functions. It makes a really clumsy mind state echo of the host, and uses it to try to make a convincing flight to Greater Han.
He didn't look like he's in control in meat space.
Peace, bread, and work in the Greater Han Republic.
It's kind of a stalemate at the moment.
He's taken to bombarding you with propaganda instead?
It thinks it can wear me down.
Long life and prosperity to our beloved land of Greater Han.
So, why are you in a cell with a broken Trojan in your head?
I'm acting as a relay for pirated connections into Cell.
That sounds dangerous.
Pays good, though.
Money is the yoke of capitalism.
Thing is, it's been harder and harder to get into Cell HQ.
So you infected yourself with this?
They have to bring in someone with something like this. Even if they can't treat it, they can at least quarantine.
Giving you an ideal spot to relay signals through your neural wiring.
Exactly.
Aber das ist ein bisschen gefährlich, glaube ich.
Fine. What is it you want?
I need an edge to help me get rid of the chatterbox. For that, I need epinephrine. See if you can get them to bring any in.
And if they don't?
You look clever. You can probably find a way to make it.
Substance abuse is the curse of the working classes.
Oh, shut up.
Why do you want this stuff?
The people here don't exactly know what they're doing. Cell's treatment might work, or I might walk out of here and straight to Greater Han. The epinephrine will give me enough of a boost to make sure it's me who wins the battle.
We must persevere in the great revolutionary struggle.
Plus, it's the kind of thing that most chemical synthesizers can make.
Wait, like a food machine?
Probably.
Das ist eine gute Idee.
Don't go anywhere.
Ha. You're funny.
It's the mole file representing epinephrine.
Ja, dann nehme ich das doch mit.
Better be careful what I touch. Anything could be a carrier from malware in here. In a sim like this, it's probably read-only.
Haha. Das ist echt
He
lustig.
doesn't really fit in here. Jeez, talk about low-quality knockoffs made in Han factories.
We must strive to defeat the tyranny of the individual.
Okay, ich gehe wieder zurück. So, wie kriege ich die Periphery jetzt da rein? Kann ich das einfach...
I can't just upload it onto the machine. I can't make a connection with it. I need to get inside it to get to its memory.
So, wie komme ich da jetzt rein? Kann ich dich
The
auseinanderheben?
fork won't fit in the seams around the edges. If I could find something more precise, though.
Tokens.
Ugh, how much of this slop,
Nein, als...
as cool as it is? He looks sick. I hope... They must have huge vents in...
Kann ich da oben etwas abzwicken vielleicht?
They must have huge... It's, like, built in... If I wanted to get through, I'd need to cut it... I can't...
Kann ich damit was machen?
That's not going to help...
Na komm, geh nochmal ins Trans. Genau, auf den Tisch. Vielleicht hilft mir ja Gisela. Ist überhaupt so? Ich bin echt ganz schlecht im Namen. Jinsel, meine ich.
I've got a question.
Yes.
Thanks.
F1.
Das war eine kurze Unterhaltung. Na gut, also hier scheine ich derzeit nichts hinzubekommen. Kann ich nochmal den Cell Officer sprechen, bitte?
Hi there. How can I help?
Can I speak to you?
Sure. Just a second.
The guy in the bed? I know what's wrong with him. He's contracted a human resources Trojan.
How would you know this? Have you been trancing with him? Because then we might have to quarantine you as well.
No, I had a friend come down with it.
Okay, then. I can get something to help.
Mal gucken, was. Oh, wer bist du denn?
Unfortunately, I can only try to stabilize him for now. We have to wait for a specialist before we can try anything stronger.
A utility drone. It probably carries things around the building. Looks like it's full of medical stuff.
Oh,
Hey, what are you doing to that drone?
I was just checking out the hardware. It's quite some gear you guys have.
I've done all I can for the moment. Let me know if he gets any worse, okay?
Dieser Officer ist ganz schön unaufmerksam. Aber jetzt habe ich ein Skalpell und könnte das hier aufmachen.
Wow, this is some really old hardware. It's going to need some upgrading if I want to make it produce anything complex.
Und wie? Optical Memory Block. Kann ich damit...
I don't think this can... I don't think that... It's not compatible.
Kann ich den jetzt wieder reinstellen?
I hope it understands its new orders. I've already removed what I can't just put it back. I have the optic. Either it's got some pretty tough shielding from the.
Jetzt muss ich mit dem auch noch irgendwas machen. Was kann ich denn mit dem machen?
That isn't an upgrade it needs.
But an upgrade it deserves.
That isn't an upgrade it needs.
Hm.
As cool as it is. That's sure. That isn't an.
Kann ich das?
That isn't an upgrade it needs.
But the upgrade it deserves.
I can't.
Das könnte tatsächlich sein.
I've already.
Vielleicht braucht er ein bisschen Strom. Strom ist immer ein gutes Upgrade, oder?
That isn't.
Schade.
Looks like they cut costs by only giving the module a tiny lens. I'm going to need to find something bigger in order to produce anything more complex.
Okay, eine größere Linse, okay.
It doesn't take.
Ja. Wo krieg ich jetzt eine
I
Linse?
think it looks better without the screw. This must be where people in here get. What?
Eine größere Linse.
Huh? Fixed to the floor.
Okay, vielleicht komme ich Jinsul. Ja, ich kann mir den Namen nicht merken. Erstmal gucken, wie geht's denn den Herren? Geht's nicht wieder auf Sessa? Und sieht immer noch ziemlich stuck aus.
Hi, guy.
Hey there.
Hello.
She wasn't talking to you.
Don't go anywhere.
Huh. You're funny.
Das ist irgendwie lustig, aber gleichzeitig auch ziemlich gruselig. Schauen wir mal hier rein. Gucken, ob es mir helfen kann. Wo kriege ich denn jetzt eine Linse her?
I've got a question.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Off one.
Das war ja nicht besonders erfolgreich. Ach, da.
Hello? Huh. Old-fashioned hollow hardware for everyone who comes in here not wired. It may only show the news, but it must be connected to the net at large.
Kann ich daraus was schneiden?
That doesn't need. I don't think it's doing anything. I guess that shouldn't be a surprise since it was empty.
Habe ich ihn jetzt mit Luft gefüllt? Das ist bestimmt gesund.
Prying it open with a fork. The fork won't fit in the seams right. If I could find. I don't think I. Better not. I can't read. I can't just put it back. I haven't done anything to it yet. The optics aren't sensitive enough to construct molecules like that.
Womit kann ich das denn noch kombinieren?
I can't use. Looks like they cut costs by only giving the module a tiny lens. I'm going to need to find something bigger in order to produce anything more complex.
Kann mir vielleicht der Stealth Officer nochmal helfen?
Hi there.
Can I?
Sure.
Er war so hilfreich, er hat mir eigentlich alles gegeben.
Thanks for that.
Anytime.
Was für eine Konversation.
I don't know how, but they've made it.
Wie?
It doesn't take coins. It doesn't... That doesn't...
Kann ich denn...
I don't think I...
Kann ich den...
Better not.
Kann ich das... Ja, kann ich die Erbe entscheiden damit? Allerdings mit dem Skalpell, was soll ich denn da schneiden? So geil habe ich nicht viel, was ich machen kann. Ach, das war ja sinnvoll. Und wieder zurück. Oder kann ich da oben noch was schneiden?
That's not going to help me get... Not from up... I think it...
Oder kann ich oben noch so eine Art Kabel oder so abschneiden von diesem Scheißteil? Das kann natürlich sein.
That doesn't need
It does not? Scheiße.
That isn't an upgrade it needs.
But the upgrade it deserves. Wird immer... Bleibt lustig.
I can't reach it for...
Vielleicht kann ich das doch noch was mit der Kamera machen. Ja.
I can't reach...
Das reicht noch nicht. Ich muss noch... Genau. Und jetzt kann ich bestimmt aus der Kamera die Linse holen.
I can reach it, but I'm going to need something to get it open with.
My trusty fork.
I'm going to need something more precise to get it open. Otherwise, I might as well just smash the whole thing.
Wäre auch eine Möglichkeit. Dann nimm mal das Skalpell.
This might be useful.
High Grade Lens. Da haben wir es doch.
I've upgraded the optical component with the camera's super-powered lens.
Ich würde mal sagen, ich bin ein echter MacGyver hier. Ein optisches Modul gebastelt. Und alles, was ich hatte, war Kaugummi und ein Skalpell.
There. It should be a lot more sensitive with that now. Let's see what it can do now.
Ja, dann schauen wir mal.
It won't bring up the menu.
Ach Gott, ja, ich muss erstmal... One-up!
It didn't sound like the machine enjoyed that. At least it managed to make me a cartridge of epinephrine.
Ja, immerhin. Kann ich das jetzt
The
reinflicken?
cartridge is mounted in the ejector.
Und... Hier sind deine Drogen!
Now let's see if he holds up his end of the bargain.
Mal gucken, wie es jetzt aussieht. Hoffentlich ist er aus der Wand raus. Dann schauen wir mal. Da wird ja wohl... Ach, guck mal, er ist schon weg. Aber wie kommt er denn jetzt aus der Wand raus?
Feeling better?
A whole lot, thanks. I managed to get rid of the knockoff. Give me a few hours. I'll be out of the wall and can help you leave.
I haven't got a few hours. What can you do now?
From here? Not much, but I could give you some options.
I need
Options
more
sind
than
immer gut.
helpful suggestions.
Shader
I've
an.
got control of one of the utility drones. They use them for moving Kid around the building.
I might be able to escape if I was better equipped.
Atta girl. I've sent you the link to the drone. She'll be in your hub.
Ja, wunderbar.
You sure you're going to be alright?
Yeah, now that Chatty Cathy's
True.
out of the way, I'll work on getting myself out of this sim next. You work on leaving Cell, and give Jinsel my regards.
Okay, wunderbar. Dann habe ich eine weitere Utility-Drone, die ich steuern kann. Wuhu! Mal gucken, was ich machen kann. Ach, dieses Internet ist echt cool. Ich will auch so ein Internet haben. Oh, schau mal, hier war doch unser Explosionsmann. Hallo Alex. Von Selina. Ich hoffe, dir geht's gut. Hand X-Ray. X-Ray. Ach. Natürlich gibt es Drohnen, die eine so hohe Auflösung haben, dass ich das sehen kann. Gut, lesen kann ich es trotzdem nicht. Ach, der bin ich. Okay, gut. So. Was ist eigentlich... komme ich da jemals rein? Oh, hier kommt... Oh, hallo Mate. Ja, Undercover. Oh, hier kann ich überhaupt nichts machen. Ich kann nicht klagen. Was wird denn bei dir gleich gespielt? Ich gehe mal hier rein. Lalalala. So sehe ich also aus, wenn ich ein bisschen rumdroge. Von außen. Dann schaue ich doch mal, was ich mir da holen kann. Eine Drohne.
Please do not interrupt active drone.
You won't sit still long enough to get it open. A utility drone. It probably carries things around the building.
Ach, jetzt muss ich den auch noch... Ah. Okay, dann stoppen wir mal diese Drohne, die mich hier ein bisschen stört. Ah, kann ich gar nicht. Aber vielleicht kann mir Himmels helfen. Ich kann diesen blöden Namen nicht merken. Wie heißt du? Jinsel. Doch, war doch richtig.
I've got a question.
Yes.
The Drone.
Thanks.
Oh nein. Nicht The Drone, The Drone. Scheiße. Nein, komm her, ich will mit dir reden.
I've got a question.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've lured a drone into the cell. It's carrying tools to help me get out, but it won't sit still.
The drones in Cell HQ draw their energy from the floors. Perhaps if you could break the contact between the two?
Thanks.
Mach ich.
F1.
Mach ich. Den Kontakt kann ich bestimmt hinkriegen. Dann hat er keine Batterien mehr. Ich bin MacGyver. Eine MacGyverin. Sheet. Komm,
Come on, shoot!
Put.
Warning, power contact lost.
Das ist ein ganz schöner Design-Flaw. Also eine Notfallbatterie sollte zumindest da sein.
This might be useful.
Cutting... Oh, ja, der Cutting-Laser könnte... Und ich weiß auch ganz genau, was ich damit mache. Ich muss nur ein bisschen Tisch-Sokobahn spielen hier. Und drauf. Cutting-Edge-Laser. Nennen mich das A-Team. Alleine. Und MacGyver. In Personalunion. Weiter geht's im nächsten Kapitel. Oh.
Dr. Lau, you have a visitor.
Central ist so gruselig.
Oh,
Good evening, Dr. Lau.
hello.
Good evening.
And you are...
Surely you recognize him.
Ich müsste lügen.
I'm afraid you'll
No.
have to enlighten me.
This is Dr. Vargas, the Central Operations Coordinator.
Natürlich.
Now, Galatea, there's no need to be quite like that.
Dr.
The fact
Vargas.
that I am not
Joe
widely
Vargas?
recognized perhaps indicates how successful we are.
Yes, you're right, Father.
Vargas? Dr. Eduardo Vargas?
Joe Vargas.
Quite so, Dr. Lau.
What brings you from the Fulcrum Tower, sir?
A most grave matter, I'm afraid. One I believe you specifically to be most suited to handle.
Shall I, Father?
Please do, Galatea.
Central, I believe the audio EM capture system in this room to be faulty. Please run a deep diagnostic on the system.
Certainly, Miss Vargas. Beginning scan.
We have perhaps 2 minutes until the diagnostic cycle is complete.
Dr. Lau, have you heard of a gentleman by the name of Baxter?
No.
If I had a few moments to transfer it.
He was a engineer, a former colleague of Dr. Regis.
And of mine, in our research days. Tragically, also the man responsible for the murder of Regis's wife, poor Viksha.
Oh, yes. Regis has been hit hard lately by the paroling. He didn't seem to think that Baxter deserved any kind of release.
It appears that he may well have acted on these objections.
Oh Mann, was hab ich, also er, getan?
You have a connection to Regis as well?
Quite so. He worked for me in a research team, as did Baxter in the same project.
And Viksha Regis.
Precisely. We lost half of the team in one fell swoop that day.
Dr. Lau, when did you last see Dr. Regis?
Last night, before Central went into siege mode. Why? What's happened?
This morning, Dr. Baxter was found dead in his workplace.
Oh no.
Oh.
Charlie. No.
Und ich war nicht
I
dabei.
share your concern, Dr. Lau.
Central believes Dr. Regis to be the most likely suspect. He would have known that Central would be unable to provide oversight during the siege.
And he had no shortage of motive, as I'm sure you'd agree.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You're the controller of Central Operations. Why would you need to cut the camera feed with a trick like that?
I apologize, but for the sake of city security...
Yeah, can't tell me. Classified, ultraviolet A, etc.
I'm glad you understand.
I might
Understand is
understand,
one
but I'm not
forward,
happy
right?
about it.
Noted, Dr. Lau.
It just doesn't sound like him, though.
Sie
He
ist
had
ja
other
echt ein
outlets,
Arsch.
like his garden.
I don't fully agree with Central's assessment either. That is why I'm activating you on this case.
You want me to investigate Baxter's murder with my partner as the prime suspect? Isn't that a pretty serious conflict of interest?
It is within my prerogative to select agents I feel appropriate for casework, if necessary. Using it to aid an old friend, a good man, like Charlie Regis, I think that's worthwhile.
Remember that your primary responsibilities are to the law and to the city.
The
I think
law.
I've heard enough.
That's good to hear. I'll have Galatea email the case data to you. If I can be of any further help, don't hesitate to drop by my office.
At the top of the Fulcrum Tower, make an appointment beforehand.
Diagnostic cycle of monitoring systems complete. No wetware or firmware anomalies detected. However, please ask Dr. Regis to stop obstructing the land's assembly.
I wish you luck with
That
your
was funny.
work, Dr. Lau. For Regis's sake.
She's a bitch. Aber warum Bitch? Was ist eigentlich mit ihr?
She's expensive. I wonder if I can persuade Regis to let us keep her.
Du willst doch nur mit ihr...
Got to wait till the AI lab have had their turn analyzing her. Then she's all mine.
Perf. Ja, Weichware. Power! Ma. Ja, da ist ja. Das ist mein Fall. Gibt's noch eine E-Mail? Vom Vargas, gell? Ja, das ging aber schnell. Da ist der Attachment. Die T-Mail. Mit dem T-Virus.
Ow! Hey, what was that?
Ah. Thank you. Das wurde mir geschrieben. Ups, ich wollte noch weiter gucken. Dr. Adam Baxter was found dead by co-workers at the Wickerman Tatsumoto Telepresence Laboratory in the Northeast Network. Cell has been contacted and Case Officer Lau M activated for investigation. Ich wurde aktiviert! Victims to date: Baxter, Dr. Adam, former organic computing researcher for City of Newton, recently paroled from rehabilitation, blah 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 blah. Regis, spouse of Victorious, victim of murder by Dr. Baxter. Ich habe das Gefühl, das ist nicht gut.
No answer.
Das wäre ja auch zu einfach gewesen. Let's have a look. Erstmal gucken, ob der vielleicht in unserem Garten ist. Ich mag, dass wir hin und her springen. Das gibt eine bestimmte Abwechslung. Ach, hier wollte ich gar nicht hin. Ich wollte eigentlich zum Garten.
Dr. Lau, so good to see you again.
Ah, ist aber ein schönes Büro. Ich mag die Farbgebung.
How did I plan on doing that?
Wow, what a view.
You could probably see all the way to Mombasa on a clear day. I'm glad I had my fear of heights turned off.
Man kann das abschalten? Ich brauche das.
I never thought the controller of centralized government would look so human.
You should have made an appointment. You should have made an appointment.
Ah, du bist so eine Bitch.
Dr. Vargas, I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may.
Certainly, my dear. Anything I can do to help.
What would you describe your role here as, Dr. Vargas?
This is publicly available information, Dr. Lau.
Now, Galatea, it is a reasonable question. For the past 18 years, I've held the role of controller of centralized government. I ensure that Central, our city governance CI, is functioning within parameters.
What would you say your political function within the city is?
None at all. The elected council formulates city policy. It is merely Central's role to execute this and ensure the day-to-day well-being of the city.
And it's Dr. Vargas's role to maintain Central's operations. Surely you're already aware of this, Dr. Lau.
Just wanted to get it from the source.
Sometimes our desire to remain outside the political spectrum has led to rumors. We are not, however, the secret puppet masters behind the government of Newton.
I shouldn't count you as my boss, then.
Dr. Lau.
Heavens no, my dear. If anything, we are equals on an administrative footing. Central acts as director for both of our operations, though.
How long have you known Dr. Regis?
Since, 2067. He joined a research project of mine. He was a good man then, very principled.
And now?
I've no doubt goodness remains. Though since joining Cell, I feel that he expresses this solely through his work.
Do you know about his garden on Tier 42 of this building?
Ah, yes. I've been there myself a couple of times. Though I hope we can keep that between us, Dr. Lau.
What did you think of it?
It is certainly an interesting way of coping with grief. Though that it has lasted so long is perhaps cause for concern.
Nun, es war ja auch tragisch, nicht wahr?
What can you tell me about this incident?
Currently not a great deal, hence why you have been tasked with this investigation. Dr. Baxter has been found murdered in his workplace, and Dr. Regis was caught entering and leaving the facility by their security infrastructure.
How about a background to the case? A history?
Baxter has been responsible for the murder of Viksha Regis.
Ja, soweit weiß ich
Charles
das.
Regis's wife.
He was caught and convicted, and until recently had been serving a sentence for the crime.
I'm aware of this so far, yes.
He had recently been paroled with the Wickerman Corporation as his sponsor. I can only imagine Regis's feelings on the matter.
Violent, no doubt.
But I knew Charlie Regis, and I know what kind of man he was. Justice is his motivator, but with his background, out in the hot zones.
You worry that this might have been his idea of justice?
Precisely. That, my dear, is why I need you to investigate this case before Central jumps to any conclusions to the matter.
Hot Zone oder Danger Zone?
You mentioned Regis's wife, Viksha.
Ah, yes, Vicky. She was a student of mine in the 50s in Buenos Aires. She spent several years working for the UN in hot zones around the world. When she had finished, she was the natural choice for the project I was just mentioning.
He never really spoke about her.
They were very much in love. It pains me greatly to see a man so afflicted by a loss.
She was a engineer as well?
Yes and no. She specialized in organic computing, a field perhaps more closely aligned to your own.
Weichware.
Though Regis has an obvious motive, can you think of anyone else who might have a reason to do this?
I shall be honest. Dr. Baxter was not an easy man to work with. There were many who disliked him in his time, though none I knew could call him his enemy.
Genau, sein Arch-Enemy.
You mentioned a project that Viksha was recruited for.
I'm afraid that's classified.
Galatea, how can we help if we block every question?
Well,
It was a project that utilized the expertise of both Viksha and Charles. Essentially, we were studying organic interfacing and large-scale computing.
Large scale, as in city coordination intelligences, like Central?
On this matter, I can answer no further.
What was your opinion of Dr. Baxter?
As a scientist 20 years ago, he was peerless in his field.
But as a human being?
He's an asshole.
He did not take refusal well. This apparently is what led to his breakdown.
And the murder that followed that.
Precisely. I have not spoken to him personally since the trial, however. I'm afraid I couldn't enlighten you about his recent state of mind.
Oh.
Dr. Vargas, I really need to ask. In my office, why did you cut Central's feed?
That's classified, Dr. Lau.
I'm afraid I cannot give you a complete answer on that subject. But a number of factors regarding yesterday's network attack have raised concerns. Not least the timing. It may be that Central's administration has been compromised.
You believe it's linked to Baxter's murder?
What makes you say that?
You cut the camera when talking to me about it. You were concerned that whoever may have compromised Central would find out what we were discussing.
Ha! Well, I have no fear of the quality of Cell's investigative staff now.
I learned from the best.
This is a lovely office.
It's a
Small
fantastic
talk.
view from up here.
Isn't it? That's why I choose to work from up here.
The only part higher in Fulcrum Tower is Central's operating center.
You could probably see all the way to Mombasa on a clear day. I'm certainly aware of your role in the city, Dr. Vargas. But who is your lovely assistant?
Of course, you haven't been properly introduced. This is my daughter, Galatea. She fills the role of my administrative support.
I'm being groomed for succession, apparently.
Oh, don't put it like that. You make it sound so dynastic. That certainly is not what we wish to represent.
Dr. Vargas, have you heard of mind-jacking?
Excuse me?
I'm afraid I have not, Dr. Lau. What is it?
It's the case Regis and I were working on lately. A number of individuals had their brains flash-wiped by a destructive copying technique.
That sounds most appalling, Dr. Lau. Does it pertain to this case?
Not that I'm aware of, sir. It might give someone a reason to frame Regis, though. Especially if they thought that we were getting too close.
So, perhaps Regis is a victim of attempted character assassination. To use Baxter as a means of doing so would be drastic.
Ja, aber wer weiß.
What was your field before going into politics?
I was a computer scientist and a lecturer at Buenos Aires. In the 60s, the government of Newton was looking for research administrators. It eventually transpired that this role in itself was a kind of test.
The city council was looking for suitable individuals to manage Newton's new CI. Central?
Yes and no. It was what eventually became Central.
Okay.
Why don't you believe that Dr. Regis is responsible for Baxter's death?
I cannot say for certain that he is not Dr. Lau. I simply hold on to the hope that he is not.
Thank you, Dr. Vargas. You've been most helpful.
Anything I can do to help.
Allerdings nicht deine Assistentin, du blöde Kuh. Ich glaube nicht, dass ich irgendwas machen kann, also gehe ich wieder raus. Okay, das ist alles ganz schön spannend. Interessant, ich habe noch keine Ahnung, wo diese Geschichte hingehen kann.
Wow, that's a lot of green.
Super green!
Excuse me.
Great, they finally sent someone. You here to get the body out?
Maybe. I'm Max Lau, cell case specialist.
No kidding. I'm the lab director, Dr. Zvidzai Chigwa. Make it quick, I'm busy.
Schon wieder so eine blöde Kuh.
What's your role here?
I'm the supervisor for the telepresence factoring labs. Most of it's automatic. I just make sure it's all running like it should.
Sounds like a big responsibility.
Running like
it's a lousy job most of the
Running
time.
like
TP is where management sticks people they don't want in public-facing roles.
Schon lange kein
You're not happy with it?
For the last few years, my career has been one disaster after another. I'm just glad it's plateaued into some kind of stability.
Ja, mein. Vielleicht, wenn du nicht so bitchy bist.
Can you tell me what happened?
Baxter got killed.
In any more detail?
When we started this afternoon, a whole lot of samples had been tampered with. We tried to call Baxter to find out what the hell was going on in the specimen bank.
And he didn't answer?
He didn't. Turned out the door to the specimen bank was locked too.
You haven't seen the body?
Nope, not in person, if that's what you mean. We got the camera feed online, but it was obvious that Baxter wasn't going to be coming out.
When did you last see him?
Guess it could have been Wednesday?
So he could have been killed any time in the past 3 days?
Oh, wir haben
I
Freitag.
guess, but it wouldn't fit with everything else.
Oder sonst was.
What's the purpose of this lab? Plant studies?
Yes and no. It's a TP lab, telepresence. There's a lot of research that's not exactly legal in some countries.
But in Newton, pretty much anything goes.
Telepräsenzforschung.
If someone in the EU needs research done on something hazardous, infectious, or endangered, they send the orders here and we carry out the testing.
What sort of research?
Mostly we make new angiosperms from scratch. That's flowering plants to you.
Gee, thanks. Why would people want new flowers?
Sometimes it's a drug delivery method. The earliest commercial examples were fruit that grew packed with insulin. A lot of new wetware begins its life as engineered fruit too.
Must be awkward if they cross-pollinate in the wild.
And a legal headache. Part of our job is making sure the copy protection works.
Copy protection in plants?
Super. Das heißt also, wir haben die Patentklagen von Apple und Samsung jetzt auf Pflanzenebene.
Aside from yourself, who else works in this laboratory?
There's my intern, Martin Meester, operates the factoring line. If you meet him, it's easy to see why they put him in here. And until recently, there was Dr. Baxter.
Tell me about Mr. Meester.
He came over from Eurofed on a study program.
Musik ist gut.
He's young. I guess we're all like that in our youth.
Good colleague?
He's all right. He got on board with that annoying Maladist trend. He knows how to follow instructions, so I let him get on with it.
Is visa still active?
Dr. Lau, we do not employ undocumented illegals in this lab.
Sicher, sicher.
Just have to check. I'm sure you understand. Tell me about Dr. Baxter.
Oh, he was bad enough to work with in the 60s. As part of his parole, they stuck a governor in his head. Since then, it's like talking to a badly written synthetic.
You don't care for him a great deal.
That man killed Vicky. Frankly, he deserved what he got.
But you still work with him.
He worked for me. It was another part of his parole. Vickerman's management persuaded centralized government that his skills were going to waste in prison. The company wanted him supervised by someone who knew him. Hence, they dragged my sorry ass in.
What did you have him doing?
He organized the specimen bank. It's the kind of thing we could just leave him at for hours on end. Days, sometimes. Really, it could have just been done by the facility's AI, but I had to give him something.
Otherwise, you'd have to talk to him?
Exactly.
You've got a keen mind. What's your take on this?
Hey, I'm not the detective, young lady.
No shit.
You know what I think? I think
Ach,
Regis did what they ought to have done 20 years ago.
Why do you say that?
Seems logical. We've got him coming into the labs on security, then we got him coming out an hour later. When we get here, we've got Baxter's corpse contaminating the specimen bank.
Anything else?
Well, something strange. Since we got in, we keep finding samples that have been tampered with. Looks like he spent his hour here messing up the genomes of our specimens.
Ah, das ist doch komisch.
If anyone was good enough to do it that fast, it'd be Charlie.
You knew Regis as well?
Yeah, I was on a research team with him and his wife back in the 60s. Baxter, too.
True.
You've apparently known him a long time. Does this seem like something Regis would do?
Oh, after what he did to Vicky, I'd have strangled Baxter, too. I tell you, if he did do it, I wouldn't blame him one bit.
Do you think he did it, though?
I don't know. He was always kinda shady.
Tell me about it.
They made him do some real awful stuff out in the hot zones.
Such as?
Let's just say his escape led to a whole lot of people being jailed for war crimes.
Weird, weird.
You seem preoccupied.
That obvious, huh? We found a couple of specimens that Regis tampered with in his hour here. So I gotta run through the catalog and dig out the backups.
Sounds straightforward.
Not when there's 11,000 samples to take. Oh, I could punch Regis for this. Though, I want to shake his hand for Baxter so it kinda evens out.
What's been done to the samples?
He's used a customized viral vector to add huge amounts of junk DNA to their genomes. These are the last two I found, Medioflorens interensis and Linacia lawsonis.
May I have a look?
Do you think it'll help?
Just a hunch.
Das hört sich doch nach Sprachsamples an.
Huh. Non-binary. Quaternary data string?
What do you mean?
My wetware systems are interpreting the genomes of these plants as sections of an audio file. He's used the DNA to store information.
You think so?
It's incomplete. The two samples only make up a third of the data, but M and L, my initials? This can't be a coincidence. He's left a message.
What does it say?
Not sure yet. I could probably construct the whole message if I can find where he's hidden the rest of it.
Safe to say it's in the other plants he's engineered. Here, take this. You can sample DNA from the plants around the lab. If you run out of sampling cartridges, you can reload it at this console.
Thanks. How long would it take to sample everything in the lab?
Oh, only a couple of years. We have over 11,000 subjects. You're better off looking for specimens that would fill the gaps in the clue he left.
Oh my, das ist spannend und eigentlich mal so dumm. Er hat offensichtlich Informationen in der DNA der Pflanzen hinterlassen. An sich eine Audiodatei. Interessant.
So, how do I build more of the message?
You've got to use the sampling tool to get DNA from the plants around the lab. The sampler can take 3 readings before it needs to be reloaded. In some areas of the lab, the atmospheric controls will prevent the reading being taken.
Apparently he wants me to find certain samples.
Yeah.
I've got to think about where I'm going to find them.
Darn right. We've got a whole lot of A right now.
So, you worked with Regis and his wife, as well as Baxter. Did you also work for Dr. Vargas?
That pompous ass? Yeah, I worked for him.
You don't care for him?
He was a competent researcher, but he lives for politics. Everything was always about making the world a better place.
And you don't think it should be better?
It's a nice idea, just not realistic. And what we ended up making, it was... actually, never mind.
Irgendwie ist das interessant.
What happens in the specimen bank?
It's where the samples of plants and growth matrices are stored. There's a huge library of subjects to work with, natural and man-made.
And that's where Baxter worked?
Yeah, it's not exactly taxing. I wanted to see what he could do since they put a governor in him.
You left him to work alone in there?
I'll be honest, he was not a pleasant man to talk to.
Oh, da kenne ich auch einige.
I wonder why Regis hid a message inside the DNA of these plants.
DNA's been used as a data storage medium before. Rather than on-off binary, DNA would be quaternary bits. Adenine, guanine, thymine, and cytosine. If he just left a message on one of the systems, though, or even on paper...
Then someone could have destroyed or erased it. Short of burning down the entire lab, they'd have no way to be sure they destroyed a message hidden like this.
Especially since he scrambled so many of the other samples as camouflage.
He needs to make sure it's found, and based on the layout, he wants me to find it. Have you found anything else with added genetic data?
As a matter of fact, I have. There was a batch of Orchidaceae isotria in the growth lab, and...
And?
Can't remember exactly which specimen the other was. I do remember that it had red flowers, broad leaves, and produced large, round fruit.
Okay.
Why didn't the facility's CI detect Baxter's vitals suddenly failing? It's a potentially hazardous environment in here.
We were wondering that as well. This afternoon we noticed the monitoring system in the sample lab was in recursion. All hell broke loose when the CI suddenly realized what had happened.
So either you've got a technical fault...
Ah, da hat doch jemand gehackt.
Which is unlikely given how much they cost.
Or someone breached the security systems to cover Baxter's murder. That gives me more hope. Regis would have no idea how to do that. What sort of research were you conducting in the 60s?
You mean with Charlie and his wife? You might not believe it, but we were the people behind Central.
Central? The city governing AI Central?
The same. Newton was looking for a coordinator AI. Vargas put together a team, including the new Mr. and Mrs. Regis.
Nuke me. Regis never mentioned anything about this.
It wasn't a happy memory for him. He left after the unpleasantness. We finished the project a few months later.
Huh. Might explain why he hates Central's guts.
Hab ich doch gesagt.
Is that all?
For now.
Then if you'll excuse me, I'll get back to work.
Okay, wunderbar. Das ist eine gute Stelle, um mal auch endlich mal zu speichern. Fällt mir mal auf. Nachricht in der DNA. Scheiße. DNA-Spam. You got DNA. Mail. Und damit beenden wir diesen Stream, dieses Let's Play. Beim nächsten Mal versuchen wir dann die DNA zu entschlüsseln und daraus die Nachricht abzuleiten. Das ist spannend. Das wird sehr spannend. Vielen lieben Dank fürs Zusehen und Zuhören und wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal. Ciao, tschüss.